Yo, what's up? This is the Crypto Harlem live stream. It is your boy Gemini Matt, and we're trying to be outside again. We're gonna try it. We're gonna keep trying till we get this right. Um, I was just messing around with this external microphone, and I'm on my way to a vegan cafe to sit down and talk to you. And one of the reasons why I'm bold enough to try this thing again is because I got a new phone. And I thought it'd be cool to talk about all the stuff that you need to do when you get a new device, which can be a little annoying, honestly, when you're trying to be as secure and private as possible with your stuff. So again, the Crypto Harlem live stream, we are anti-surveillance, pro-organizer, pro-activists, all about like helping you as a person use your passion for digital things to stay private and secure, but also to like turn your, active mind and into something that can turn you like from digital hobbyist to straight up hacktivist. That's what we're all about. All right. So first thing, let me put my shoulder strap on. All right. It's like I totally. People really liked this one scene in that. If you didn't see the PBS Nova special on data privacy, people really liked it. The secrets in your data teaches you how to be secure with your phone and on the internet and all that good stuff. But there is a scene where there's all this like gadgets and gear and people are really into it. And this is one of my gadget and gear bags right here that I'm carrying on my shoulder. There's a big lumpy thing on my back. And in it, I have the remote mic. So first thing to get this party started correctly is to not have to hold the phone up to my face where you can hear me on the phone mic. So I might lose audio for a second, but hopefully I get it back when I stick this thing into the bottom of the phone. And then I got to click on this, like, put the little micy that you might see your favorite influencer talking into. Put one of those mics, clip it on my shirt. All right, wish me luck. Let's see if we get this thing working. And now I got a new phone with like phone processors. I feel like phone processors, when I talk about them, I want to do that when I'm at a desktop so I can show you a chart. I'll make a chart on benchmarks. But benchmarks are basically like they get the phone to do a couple of different things, including some math, things that involve a processor. Then there's usually like 3 or 4 chips on a phone that can handle everything that you're, throwing at it. There's a computational processing chip, CPU. There's a graphic processing chip, a GPU. And sometimes there's like an NPU for AI or just other computational things. If you have a modern iPhone, it has a secure enclave, which is another computer just for security. And that's where your fingerprint or face print and all these other things, your cryptographic keys live. And it never touches the internet. It's not hardware wired that way. So it can never put you in a situation where your biometrics get hacked. And so when I was looking for a new phone, I wanted one with like a very strong processor, especially because I do the stream and I wanted one with a really strong camera, partly because of y'all and the stream. Oh, but that reminds me, I should probably upgrade the camera settings. So the first thing I'm going to do is upgrade the default camera on the stream setting. And see if I could do this without completely destroying everything. No promises. Okay. Output. Yes, that looks nice. Oh, here, it's under here. Okay. So there should have been like maybe like 6 seconds, because there's like a 6-second delay for most of the services that this is restreamed to. There should be a upgrade to the video quality that just happened. And previously that wasn't even an option on my old device because I just didn't have a camera and a processor that could handle that on a mobile browser, but now I do. So that's the first thing, okay? So when you get a new device and try to find something with like a strong processor, that's something that most people will look for obvious things like the camera resolution or storage space, but for someone who's doing a lot of different like cryptographic things, you're going to need a process like privacy, encryption, things like that. Going through your apps, building out all this stuff. I want something that moves really quickly, and then memory would be the second thing. And those are actually the prime things I looked at. But then I also looked at camera. Let's pop this microphone in. some other tests. Oh, here we go. It also has a mute button, and it was muted, so that might be it. Audio settings, default sound. Oh yeah, that's loud. I could see it moving. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, I think we got it, burritos. It's totally working. And yeah, this is cool. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to put this camera on a basically like a selfie stick, tripod looking thing. But let me clip the mic on. There's nobody here because nobody's picked up these newspapers in a while. Brooklyn, Brownstone. So you see a dirty step with no newspaper pickup? That is a bench. That's a Brooklyn bench right there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna put this on correctly. Oof. There's I'm not alone on this bench, man. There's some stuff crawling. Okay. And of course I'm wrong. I hear keys. Come on, thing. Okay. I'm gonna okay. Hopefully you can still hear me. Oh yeah, that's loud. And I think I look a lot better. I don't have like a big clip on myself, which is kind of weird. All right, so now it's time to get the last step, which is like this big tripod looking iPhone camera, selfie stick looking thing working. Um, wow, what a weird piece of property. Look at this. There's like this very redone house over here, the fancy lamp post, cool font on the address. And then look at that. It's just kind of an empty lot. And look, there's no windows over here. I'm like, this is pretty fascinating, uh, and someone with no imagination vandalized this, and they vandalized this wall with the word vandalism, which is, look, it says FTP, file transfer protocol, and vandalism. All right, so we are on illegal property trespass. So I'm going to tell you that I got a fax from the owner, and they told me that I was allowed to be back here. Okay, so I'm just got to get this thing working. So in this little bag, I have this like little wand, and it just keeps getting taller and taller and becomes. I tried a couple different things, and I settled on this thing because it was very lightweight. It almost looks like a fire extinguisher. But the thing I liked about it is it's just like you can hold a phone quite easily. So are more vertical video or like wide video people. Because I watch a bunch of Twitch and I couldn't find a consensus on what streamers were doing. So I'm gonna go wide for now. But like in the chat, let me know because what's the point of this? It's all for you. It's not the way you want. Okay, get that clipped up. Okay, there we go. I could turn it this way. Oh, I see. If I wanna, I'm gonna hold it like this for now. Also, The wind guard on the mic flew off. Okay. Whew. Okay. So now I have this like selfie stick looking thing. It's kind of hold this device. A little nervous about that. I probably wouldn't like throw this over a bridge, but look at that. I'm walking and I'm shooting, and I think you can still hear me. Yeah. Okay. So, boom. And I could probably make this go a little further out. I look like a super tourist in a not tourist neighborhood, so that's the kind of only weird thing. But other than that, I think we're good to go. The ubiquitous Amazon Prime vehicle. Look at that. Look at that, man. Amazon everywhere. Um, I am under a bridge, which I think is the BQE, Brooklyn Queens Expressway. And I'm walking towards the Brooklyn Navy Yard. Is my generally in front of me. Um, okay, so since I got this going, I can focus on what we were supposed to be talking about, which is things you do when you get a new device. Um, so I got the new device, bought it, picked it up. Obviously, I got to decide, do I start from scratch or do I move my stuff over to it? And that's a difficult decision. If you start from scratch, obviously all your cryptographic keys from all your encrypted apps, they would be on the old device. And that's not a bad thing. You make some new keys, make a new device. That would send like a weird signal over to folks. They would be like, look, this person's device is being attacked or they're switching devices. I use a lot of different encrypted apps. I use Threema, I use WhatsApp, I use Signal, I use Wire, and I use these for different things, for different reasons, but I'd have to reset them up all over again. And I would lose all my old messages because those old messages are tied to old keys. I wouldn't be able to open them. That makes sense. I decided to test recovery. I don't normally recover. I normally just start fresh, but I was like, let me test it out, partly because I never normally do that. And when I tested it out, it was actually pretty interesting, like how it works. So on Signal, let's start there. Let's say you wanted to move your Signal to a new device. Like that is, I'm gonna use this graffiti for background. So you want to use Signal, you want to go for a new device, but you want to move your old messages. It has a whole interface there. So when you reinstall, like on a new device, you install Signal, and if you're not paying attention, you'll totally miss the transfer to this new device menu item. The first time I went to set up, I totally missed it, and I just ended up starting a whole new Signal install accidentally. I put my phone number in, and I was like, wait a second, why is it not moving my data? So I went back, uninstalled it, reinstalled it, and there, when you first install it, right on the welcome page, is a little like link somewhere that says transfer from a new, from an old device, basically. And then it says on your old device, you have to. It gives you some like step-by-step instructions. Oh no, I need to drink something. All right. Oh, we're gonna have to go to the bodega, y'all. It's the only cure. If you're trying to do a stream in the urban environment, you gotta find the river so you can drink. And that river is known as the bodega. What's this? There's a really small donut looking place. It's called matchaful. Matchaful. Matcha stuff. Okay, matchaful it is. I'm going to matchaful. Hmm. Sorry. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to get through these sentences. I guess pick up some coconut water. Hey, how's it going? Uh, that could I have a frozen matcha with house made oats? Did that take a long time? Okay. Okay, a few minutes. I could do that. Oh, I'll try it. Thanks for the warning. Okay. Double the caffeine of a matcha latte and sweeter. So it's like a milkshake, like a slushy. Okay. Yeah, max. Has this place been here for a long time? Last week. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. Thanks. Keep up the great work. Hmm. Um, yeah, this place is a baby. It's been only open for a week, and this is not a commercial for this place, but it has this cool packaging with Japan on it, and it has like a little star where Shizuoka, Japan is. So, boom. Okay. Ish, thanks to go get Japan for hooking me up with the matcha. I'm gonna walk outside because I can imagine. I'll be right back. Thanks. Or maybe, hey, do y'all want to see how this thing is made? Let me see. Maybe I'll show you. But I don't want to stress homegirl. It's only been a week. I don't know if we want to see her make this matcha. It's like a bunch of matcha, a bunch of maple syrup, some ice, some frosty stuff. You know what I'm saying? You get the idea. All right. So, Dancer Burritos. Let me show you on the stream. The only matcha I've had was the Starbucks, and I hated it. Yeah, you know what? Matcha powder, green leaves, they're like wine, man. There's like mad types of green leaves, and I don't think that Starbucks has the ability to get the most expensive, best from a special part of Japan green leaf type. You know what I'm saying? Like the matcha latte would cost too much, and be you wouldn't be able to make them like en masse like that. So I find the matcha latte at Starbucks my favorite drink because I'm vegan, but it's too sweet and it's not matcha-y enough. And it used to be you could say as many scoops of matcha in there as possible, but they must have gotten hip to that hack because now they charge you for matcha um, powder dump. So that's no good. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, Betty with the Kim is like, you thought I was gonna go to Bodega, and then I ended up going to Matcha Full. She's like, fancy ass, you know? Like this place is so fancy. And they're hiring, by the way. So if you are a kitchen prep, a matcharista, or a store lead, and you want to mess with matcha, the place has only been around for 8 days. So hit them up on retail at matchafull.com. All right. They got a fancy sign though. Look at this sign. Oh, throw them up. Peace sign, yo. What you know about the matcha full life? You know, this is a real street cred destroyer. Live streams can really, it's like, okay, fancy. That's who you are, huh? Like only the most fine, delicately picked matcha from, you know, Shizuoka, Japan can touch these vocal cords. You know, it's in my rider. It has to be, I have to have it hand delivered to me and not fully made. They have to make it 5 minutes before I drink it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really the life that I live. That's the Crypto Harlem life. Okay. Oh, hey, thank you. I appreciate you so much. What's your name? Keep up the great work, Anna. Cool. That was look at that, hand delivered as demanded. Okay. Okay. So nice straw. It feels like somewhat biodegradable or made out of something. You know what I'm saying? Let's try this. So look at this thing. It looks like this. It is their special matcha drink. They pick up my paper waste. So let's taste it. Oh yeah, that does not taste like a Starbucks drink. Dance with burritos, you might like this. It's very earthy and almost toasted. Um, it's very the maple. They put maple syrup or some kind of maple in it. Very sweet. Mm. Okay, I can talk to you now. That's much better. Um, hmm. And I don't think I can like just walk into Steiner Studios, which is a huge soundstage in front of me. Maybe I will go for a walk around the block. Hey, this is a choose your own adventure moment, y'all. One, if you want me to just chill here at Matcha Phone and talk to you about your phones, please just drop a one in the chat. But two, if you want me to explore this Navy Yard area and around this block, I can talk to you while I'm walking. So what do you think? Are we gonna one, stay here and talk from this seat? Or are we gonna two, take advantage of this mobile setup, which is finally working, and do a little walk and talk? I'm so happy you're willing to give this a try, Dance with Burritos. Yo, the votes are in too. We walking. Okay. Peace out, Anna and Machlo. Okay, so you get your phone, you do the transfer, and what the transfer does is it transfers all your files onto the other device, but it doesn't transfer. It just transfers like your message content, not your media, and it transfers your keys over, so you can read those messages. And I was on an Android phone. If you listen to YouTube Music or Spotify, we're passing a sign for Raven Road. So Raven Roads. Look at that. Raven looks like you really, 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 really need you to listen to that music. So Raven Roads. Okay, so got a nice graphed up wall here. Now, what I found though, I had my two devices next to each other, and the bar that was showing me the progress was on like decimal, like 2.3%, and it was moving so slow that I knew that it would take forever. So if you were gonna move from one device to another, oh, this is such a nice background. Let me see if you guys can get this. I'm at the Navy Yard, and you'll see these giant machines from a mad long time ago that move cargo containers, and they're in the background. But then we also have giant condos. It's like condos and Navy Yard equipment. And then there's this really cool piece of like Four Freedoms art piece. The Four Freedoms art piece here says Libertad por, or freedom of, and then you can write freedom of what, and you can like, it's like a my name is, like a my name is sign, and it's like kind of encouraging people to tag it. It's really interesting, you know. Mm. Um, and there's New York City, because I'm not in New York City. I'm not in Harlem. I'm in Brooklyn right now, but you can see it, yo, right over there. So anyway, I didn't have all night to transfer my stuff. I'm sure this would have worked eventually, but let me tell you, it's mad slow. So if you have the ability to make a backup of your signal, just do that. I backed up my signal data. it was really fast. I needed to give it a passphrase to lock the backup. So I backed up my signal data, gave it a passphrase to lock the backup up. Just gonna change the shot a little bit because why not? I do have a microphone on. And it was so much faster. I got the entire file was huge, by the way. And when I made the backup, it included, I believe, like image content because the backup was like mad gigs, right? And backup was mad gigs. I put a passphrase on it, and I stored it in my device. I needed to make a folder that Signal had access to, which took a little bit of a second, no problem. Couldn't just dump it in downloads. And there it was, I had a file. And my only problem would have been moving that file securely to the new device. And the easiest way for me to do that was over a cable. And my new device is a Samsung. And Samsung has this thing called Samsung Send or something like that. It's like a file transfer through Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or USB-C cable. And I used that. It was like, I moved that like 3 something, whatever. It probably was like 12 gigabyte file in like no time. I moved it in like, it was crazy how fast. And I would definitely recommend using something like that because there's a passphrase on this file. So if it's intercepted or you lose it, or someone gets it, they should still need the passphrase to break the encryption to get back up to all your stuff. But it's scary to put all your eggs in one basket like that, you know? So then what I did was I destroyed the file. Now I had Signal working on my new device, and I just need to tell it where the backup was, and boom, all my stuff came back. It was like super fast and easy. So that was that. WhatsApp was a little bit different. WhatsApp, the only option is to use the cloud if you're going to have backups. And recently, I think like within the last 2.5 years now, time flies. 2.5, maybe it's more like 2 years. WhatsApp has encrypted backup. They got that working. So as you know, WhatsApp stores all your encrypted messages in a non-encrypted backup file, which makes no sense. So people were using WhatsApp because it was secure, but then they didn't realize they had backups turned on. And straight up in their Apple Cloud or Google Drive was all their messages in no encryption at all. And that got a bunch of Trump folks after January 6th. It got them into trouble. And also at different other times. So WhatsApp now has encrypted backups. So now the backups exist in an encrypted format. You can't just like get a subpoena or a warrant, grab a drive, and then get all the WhatsApp messages. But you have to turn on encrypted backups. And when you turn on encrypted backups, it asks you for a password. And I did that. And then it stored all my WhatsApp messages that didn't disappear. You should have disappearing messages on by default. And there really should be not much to move, but it stored all my WhatsApp messages just like in a cloud, in an encrypted blob with a password. And it was actually very fast because they have that's the difference between the way that Signal handles the backup transfer to a new device and WhatsApp is WhatsApp has Meta or Facebook infrastructure. So they can really do things quickly, fast, and efficiently using internet. But I preferred Signal's backup. I preferred getting a file and handling it myself because then I could be more careful with it. I was like, oh man, I guess I got to use the cloud for this. And it shoved the file up there. And then I just turned, when I got the backup like fully, you know, it said last backup 5 seconds ago, it was fully created. You ever wonder where if you're someone who lives in New York City and you're an early morning commuter and you get a nice delicious donut or a nice delicious coffee from a very clean cart on the corner? Well, here's where that cart lives when it's not there. It lives in this warehouse, and this warehouse smells like trash. And They're hosing down the carts now behind me. You might hear that water. I don't know how good this mic is. And let me tell you, there's some stuff running out of that water. Not, you might reconsider, but if you really wanted a breakfast lunch or a hot dog or a dinner or whatever they sell in that little street cart, also known as a rat hotel, this is the source. You're wondering where that cold soda you paid $1 from came from? Came from that box. Yeah, this is the street I'm on right now. Hmm. Oh, damn. These pigeons are going to town. They're like, this smells too good to resist. If food carts that sold coffee and muffins, donuts on the corner in the early morning had letter ratings for milk code, they'd be starting with Z, y'all. You know, using the US grading system of A being the best, we're talking with X, Y, Z straight up. Okay. So then on my new device, I was so excited. I had WhatsApp working, I had Signal working, and I thought, you know what I'm going to do? Let me get Wire going. Like, I use Wire because Wire doesn't require a phone. All these things, you need a phone first, and it sends a code to a phone. And if you're in a part of the world where people just don't get phones easily, or people just don't have phone numbers that stay consistent the same, that could be a pain. So I like Wire for that. And I communicate with a lot of people on Wire. It's my point of first contact is usually Wire for most people who I'm helping, and in street hacker life. And yeah, that was really easy too. Wire lets you make a backup. The backup lives as a file, kind of like Signal. You have to handle it yourself. And then see how far out. Go for another directorial style here. Look at that. Okay. And it's just so far out that I have to be careful when I round a corner because I can totally hit somebody. Mm. And yeah, Wire made a backup file for me. It had password requirements of like must begin with a capital letter, it must contain a number, and like length had to be pretty long. And I like that. I like that it tried to help me make a strong password for my backup. Then this is where the bodies are buried. At life storage, climate controlled, drive-in loading storage. You might wonder, like, why would a storage place be called life storage? Because it has refrigerated units. So, so if you're wondering where to store a body, you're gonna put them in a storage container. You know they're gonna end up smelling. It's life. We got surveillance monitoring. That's not good. That's not the Harlem way. Anyway, when I was around, let me tell you really not so funny story. True story though. I'm doing this walk around, and there's some customers of Life Storage, and they do not want to be on camera. They just walk around, round. And I really appreciate that because that's what allows me to live today. You capture someone who works at, uses Life Storage on camera. Yo, your life might be a day. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so many bottles of piss here on the road. Anyway, transferring stuff from Wire, which is very like internet cloud based. They also allow you to they move your keys based on your password. They're kind of really loose with your keys. It doesn't live on device. So backing up stuff and recovering stuff is pretty easy. And then I had all my encrypted apps. I was ready to rock. I have photos and pictures, those things. And those things were like on the device. And I had to decide whether I was going to move them. And I made the decision not to. I wanted to start fresh. But I did back up a few things and just to test like the state of like on-device backups. I use Tressorate.com for my normal backups because they're zero knowledge. Let's bring it in. And yeah, I mean, like, I'm really not stoked about Google Drive backup or Google Photos backup. It's not horrible. It actually works really quickly and fast, but definitely not encrypted. Um, the wire is encrypted, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? It's not like the way you would want. Um, mm, but it worked. And so it was a real pain to actually move stuff using Tressorate compared to that but it's definitely the secure way to go. So again, if you're a private, secure person, which is what the topic is, and you get a new device, you want to move some content, some files over. I use the standardnotes.com. Standard Notes is my encrypted notes app of choice. It works on every device. You can have two-factor, username, password. You can set it up on your own server, or you could use their server. They recently got acquired by Proton AG. Props to the Proton crew. Appreciate y'all. They make Proton VPN. And Standard Notes isn't just for notes. It also does files. So you can send files in Standard Notes, and I put smaller files over that way just to test that out. I use Wire to send a message. Now, some messaging apps like Signal let you send an encrypted message to yourself. Wire doesn't let you do that, so I had to make a separate Wire account. And it has a storage limit on attachments. Signal has 150 megabytes, which is really tiny per message attachment limit. Wire has something around 100 megabytes, which is also pretty tiny. WhatsApp, I can move 2 gigabytes encrypted from device to device as a message. If I use send.tressorate.com, which is a free Tressorate like file sender pickup tool, which I recommend, the limit is 5 gigabytes on storage. And I try not to move too much to the new device, and that was that. So anyway, look, we're at time. Keep it in mobile. I got a new mobile. We're moving mobile. And I hope that was useful to you as like how to get your new device all set up when you have an old encrypted secure device. Now, what did I do with my old encrypted secure device? Well, I went through it and I made notes on anything that I needed. If you have any cryptocurrency that lives on an old device, you have to move it to cold storage. My SIM card, I transferred over to the new device. I decided to use the same phone number. So if you know my number, you can hit me up at the same one. You know what I'm saying? Call me, y'all. And yeah, it was. I keep the old device around with the new device, and I use the new device for around 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm still on a week and a half on the new device. Once I get to 3 weeks, I factory reset, encrypt, and then factory reset again my old device, and just that's it. It's gone. Goodbye. You don't want to have like multiple devices with large amounts of your data floating around. It just is asking for trouble. So just keep the attack vector or attack surface to invade your data as small as possible. All right, y'all. Let's see what we got here in the chat. Anything? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna say peace. I still haven't figured out a good way to do the roll call while I'm mobile. That's will be the last step of getting this working. But the mic appears to be still held on. You can still hear me. This thing works really well, and I could shoot so far with this ridiculous lens, like telescoping thing. It's really based on the strength of my arm. Okay, let's see. Look at that. That's pretty cool that I can pull this off. And yeah, I'm about to get a vegan donut and a nice coffee from this place. So this is Matt from Crypto Harlem. Thanks for rocking with us. Don't forget to check out Secrets in Your Data on PBS Nova. Don't forget to go to YouTube and check out Nova Education. They're promoting me and Danacia from CyberLixer. We're doing a promo for our students and anyone who needs education on digital safety and privacy. It's really fast, rapid fire, but I would definitely check it out. So Cyberlicks and Crypto Harlem on Nova Education's YouTube. Someone will post that in the chat, I'm sure. But I'm about to say peace. Encrypt, encrypt, encrypt. Stay safe. And I'll catch you next Saturday at 1 Eastern, or I'll be someplace else. I'll be testing out this mobile thing and to choose your own adventure. Thanks, folks, who told me to do number 2. It was a nice walk around. Got to see some cool stuff. And that's that. What do we got here? It was a success thanks to you, Dancing with Burritos. I would have been talking on mute the whole time had it not been for you. So, we finally got this rocking. It was a real mess if you watch any of the other outside shots from the past 5 episodes. But I think we figured this out. All right. Peace, y'all.